So I had to remove the radiator support because I couldn't get down in there to take the starter out. Didn't have enough room, and I had to remove the cooling fan because the starter bolts right in this hole right here, and it has three. I think they're 16 millimeter bolts. It's three of them that runs through there to hold the starter. So with the radiator fan in the way, I didn't have enough room to get down in there, and then I need the clearance in case I'm gonna take this transmission cooler off. So still a straightforward drop. There's the radiator support, 10 millimeters, and it comes right out. And here's the starter. Actually, it has 4 bolts, but that's the starter there. And then I jacked it up to find out that it does have a drain plug on the transmission. That fluid is real black and burnt. You can smell it. So this transmission's toast. But as you see, the only thing holding it at the bottom is this little mount right here you can take off. And pretty much it's wide open. You just remove these plastic inner fenders. The axle is just a straight axle on the passenger side. No intermediate shaft, and driver side is just a straight axle. Go straight across. I mean, it's a simple transmission drop. I'm glad that Nissan didn't have the frame where you had to remove it to get the transmission out on this car, I guess because it's such a little car. But I mean, after you get all your top bell housing bolts out, there's 2 here. Actually, there's 3. There's 1 more on the other side with the transmission towards the back. And then, like I say, split it apart and get you a good jack and drop it down. So I'll give you guys another update a little bit if I don't get too tired and go in the house. But after removing the radiator support, it's real wide open. I mean, there's a lot of space up front. I thought I'd be able to work with it in there, but the fans were just in the way. So back at you again, still getting this transmission out of this Nissan Versa. Taking a little bit more time than what I thought. Finally got everything unhooked. I went ahead and took the cooler off the front of the transmission and plugged the hose down there on the transmission so it won't get caught up. But the way it sits deep up under the water housing right here. So when it comes out, you gotta be careful of all these little hoses. I'm gonna try and get around all that. But it's right up under this housing here. And I have to take the inner fender out so I can get to this plug and this ground cable. That plug twists on. It's got like a lock. You gotta kind of wiggle it. I just took some pliers and wiggled it, and it finally came up. The axles are straightforward. They just pop right out. So with all this gone, you got plenty of room. You gotta take the calipers loose, struts loose. Like here's the axle for the driver's side. I mean, it's real. There's no jack shaft. like some of the foreign cars has that little intermediate shaft or whatever. Then the CV axle shaft goes in the one end. So, like I say, take all your struts loose. Your outer tie rod in and brake caliper. Just kind of hanging up. Watch out for your ABS wire. It's one end snaps here, the other end snaps on the back of the caliper. I mean, not the caliper, the strut back there. It's like a little mount back there. But, so, I got a jack up under the motor. Old wind-up jack that's gonna hold the motor, because it's kind of hard to hook a chain to it. There's no hooks or anything, so you can't jack it up with a cherry picker, not unless you make some hooks. And your fuel converter, bell housing bolts, I left one end down here so it won't just split apart when I undo the transmission mount. Bolts that go all the way around here. One there. There's like a little heat shield that goes across here over this axle. There's a hidden bolt right over this plate up here. You might can see the hole. So there's a hidden, all the bolts are 5/8 or 16 millimeter. But there's a hidden bolt up there, and then you got all these bolts that are kind of tight. You got all these bolts that run around the bottom of the bell housing. Which bell housing? Okay, right here where this hole is. There's that one I left in. And you got one there, and then there's one right over this plate. You can barely feel it. Oh gosh. And then there's a little small wire harness that runs right back through here. This wire harness right here. I got my hand on it. It actually got like one of those little clip things, and it clips to the back side of the transmission. I can show you on this one. It's right in this area right here. Make sure you undo that little plastic snap with the wire harness, because if you don't, when you drop the transmission, the wire harness is going to go with it, and you're going to mess up your harness. It's just so hard to see. It's so tight back there. Wish I could get. You can barely see it. It's this one with this aluminum looking. There it is, right here. With this aluminum looking wrap. That's the little tit right there. See, it goes right in that hole. Just pop it out of there. And when you go back in, you gotta be careful not to pinch that harness. But it's a tight job. It's a real tight job. I thought it'd be just an easy drop, which it is. It's just a lot of screws and wires and stuff you gotta get out of the way. But anyway, let me get back to work and get it on out. This is day 2. All right.